Hello, and welcome to Everyday Champions in Business, presented by Action Coach Dane County. Action Coach is the world's #1 business coaching company, and this is your opportunity to hear the stories, the tips, and the insider information that makes business and entrepreneurship the greatest game on the planet. I'm Rob Maniaci, enrollment specialist at Action Coach Dane County, and today it's my pleasure to introduce Michelle Burse of Burse Surveying and Engineering. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Let's start out by tell us your role at Burse Surveying and Engineering. How long you've been in business? How many employees you have?
Sure. I'm the president of the company. I started it 25 years ago by myself, and within 30 days, I had my first employee. And presently, we have 7 employees.
Wow, congratulations on that longevity. How do you describe the business when people ask what you do?
We're consulting civil engineers and land surveyors.
Okay, so why don't you break that up and tell us a little bit about each component of the business, starting with the consulting?
Sure. A developer might come in with a vacant piece of property or an existing piece of property with several homes on it and wants to redevelop or start a new project. So they'll come in with us with what they want, with the concept, and then we'll help them work through the design and the approval process through the governing agency.
What are the typical hurdles, or what expertise do you lend to that portion of the business that they really need?
Most people wouldn't know how to get through the approval process, say like in the city of Madison. It could take 2.5 to 3 years, depending on the type of project, to get approvals.
Okay, super important. And then the surveying part, tell us more about that. Is that just surveying?
The same type of client could come
Uh-huh.
in with, as I mentioned, and then we would do the boundary survey so they know what land they actually own. And then we determine the elevations and map easements for them so they know any impediment they might have on their property for development, or a single family homeowner might want to put up a fence. So we'll do a property boundary for them.
Okay. And what portion of the business do you spend most of your time on? Is it like 50/50? Is it 80/20 between the
It's pretty
surveying
much
and
35% design, about 35% land surveying, and then the rest is construction staking for contractors.
got it. Thank you. Let's see. So 25 years. What's the vision for the future? Is there an exit plan? Is transition? Do you want to sell the business? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, it looks like a sale. I'm hoping to have a sale
Uh-huh.
probably within 3 to 5 years.
Okay, perfect. Next question. Who would you describe as your typical ideal client, your target market? What's the sweet spot that's driving the business at the moment?
A sweet spot client would be a developer. We've done 4 projects for a large student housing company in
Mm-hmm.
downtown Madison. So they'll buy almost an entire block to redevelop
Mm-hmm.
it. And those projects last about 3 years.
Okay, so development, but the larger the project, the better, or like subdivisions, or
Yep, we'll do subdivisions. Our primary business was subdivisions pre-2007 recession. And then we had to switch over to government clients because developers didn't have any money, no lending.
uh-huh. Yeah.
So projects died.
Okay, well, that sounds like a challenge. That's
Mhm.
the next question. What's the biggest challenge you've had to overcome as a business owner?
The recession, 2007, 2008 recession, not laying off employees soon enough because I
Mhm.
thought I was going to ruin their lives. Most
Mhm.
of them found new careers.
Mhm.
Um, and then the current challenge I have right now is finding employees. There just aren't any. I need a civil engineer and I need a land surveyor.
Okay. Great. Thanks for sharing that with us. What about the old question about work-life balance? You're the president of the company. It's your name on the door. How do you maintain that ideal? I would imagine you could work 7 days a week if you wanted to. How do you maintain that balance and devote time to yourself as well?
Well, 2007, 2008 recession, I worked 7 days a week because I had to lay off staff. So I had no life balance, work-life balance. Now it's a struggle as well, but because we're busy,
Hmm.
so I just dedicate vacation time and then work like a dog so that I can take time off. And then,
Uh-huh.
of course, you're buried when you come back. So it's
So put
pretty
that time
difficult.
on the calendar, do what you have to do to make sure you can enjoy that time, but it's hectic before and after, I imagine.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm working to train staff so they can take a little bit more of my responsibilities.
Uh-huh.
But again, we're so short-staffed. It's hard for them to help.
Yeah. Super important. Michelle, let's shift gears. I'm going to ask you a handful of rapid fire questions. So in this case, do your best to give us some quick, short responses, okay?
Sure.
Michelle, beyond friends and family, who is someone you really admire?
I don't have an answer.
All right, let's come back to that one. All right, we'll come back to that one. Michelle, what is your key to success?
I think it's working hard and good communication with clients.
Working hard and good communication. And Michelle, tell us a favorite book or podcast.
I listen to books on tape and I've listened to The Martian 4 times now. Plus I've seen the movie.
4 times, yes. Great movie. Thanks for sharing that.
You bet.
What's some advice you would give to a brand new business owner?
Get a good CPA and get a good lawyer, good bookkeeper.
Yes, excellent. And thank you for that. Michelle, where can we find you online?
At www.burse, survengr.com.
Thank you. Back to the first question. Michelle, beyond friends and family, who is someone you really admire?
That can't help you. Really, I don't have any idols.
No idols. Uh,
I loved, as a musician, I loved Prince.
Prince. Okay. Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
he can play any musical instrument and I can't play one single instrument, nor can I sing.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you there. I have a lot of musical talent in my family, but it just passed right by me. Thank you for sharing that. That was great. Um, and nice job on the rapid fire.
I failed.
Um, let's see. Anything you'd like to include in the form of an offer or a call to action for the folks watching the video?
I don't really have any like coupons or anything like that.
Okay.
Just a piece of advice, if you're gonna buy a home, you should have a survey done.
Yeah.
Even I had a survey done
Uh,
before I bought my house. You just
uh,
never know what somebody might be using your land. And in
sure.
my case, I had utilities with no easements.
Uh-huh. Great advice there. Thank you. And tell us more, who are you looking for to hire and what kind of qualifications? Um,
Sure. I'm looking for a professional land surveyor, and I understand they're few and far between, as I mentioned in the 2007 recession. Most of them had to find new careers. So I'm even open to hiring somebody fresh out of college. And then a civil engineer, I'm hoping for 3 years experience
uh,
with a professional engineer's license.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. And then the last question, Michelle, here, all topics are wide open. It doesn't necessarily have to be business or your business, but it can be if you want. What's most inspiring to you these days?
Well, a goal of retirement is
Yeah.
getting me motivated. I don't know if that's inspiring.
Uh-huh. What will retirement look like for Michelle?
More camping, more traveling,
Uh-huh.
gardening, hopefully no mosquitoes so I can garden.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. And thank you for being our guest on Everyday Champions in Business. Uh, as a thank you for sharing your story and your experience, we will send you a copy of Joe Theismann's book, How to Be a Champion Every Day,
Nice.
autographed by the author.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Um, So thanks so much for joining us. This was a pleasure to see you again, and I wish you the very best. And get out there and go camping.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
All right.